Hey everyone, welcome back to my ministry. I'm your host, Nurse Lois. I just want to show you the exact bottle labeling that God showed me in my dream. So that's what the bottle looks like. And then these are what the capsules look like for golden seal. The golden seal that God gave me in my dream. Now, some people will break open the capsules and make a tea or put it in their smoothie, but it's a very bitter taste for me, and I prefer to just swallow the capsules and let my body break it down on the inside because it has such a bitter taste to it. And then to share an update and a follow-up with the first video that I uploaded about a parent who sent me pictures of their child in school without a mask. I was able to follow up again later this evening with the parent to determine if the child is wearing a mask all day in school, or does the child take the mask off when the child is eating? Like, when does the mask come off? And the parent told me that the child and all the children in the classroom are supposed to wear their mask all day long. The teacher is responsible for making sure that 18 students in the classroom are wearing their mask all day long and not take it off. But they do pull down their mask when it's almost time to eat and they're getting prepared to eat. So that meant that the children are in the classroom breathing in recycled air. So as parents, you're going to be held accountable and responsible for making sure your child doesn't get sick and, even worse, pass away. So you have to put some thought processes into motion. So now I'm understanding more of why God showed me the golden seal in my dream over the weekend. Okay. Because if you put the cleansing herbs and the healing herbs inside of your body is more protected. The school system did pretty good with trying to make the environment safe, but they didn't figure out how to keep the kids safe during lunch, because there's no place for them to be. They can't space out. There's already 18 children in the classroom. There's no way to socially distance in the classroom. So parents, you're going to be held accountable and responsible for making sure your children don't get sick. So that's when we're going to have to add, golden seal herbs with your doctor's permission for your child, so your child doesn't come home with anything. Because when you get a bunch of kids in the classroom, y'all know they have a whole bunch of germ stuff going on with that, okay? And all them kids don't keep their mask on in the classroom all that time that they're in school, okay? So you have to be aware of that. That's why alarms were going off inside of my spirit. And I spoke to the parent and I said, get that golden seal herb. Get that golden seal herb. Sprinkle a little bit of the golden seal herb in the child's juice. And the child already takes vitamins and minerals and, vitamin C. And so the herb will be an extra layer of protection. Now, I have a subscriber who is a nurse, Work Your Plenty Into, who is a registered nurse, and she shared a testimony on my platform about how she went to her family holiday meal. Her family member start passing out at the holiday meal. One, I think her dad, you know, she had to do CPR on him. She didn't know at the time that COVID was floating around the holiday meal. She did mouth to mouth on her dad because she didn't want her dad to die. But because this nurse put vitamins and minerals and different herbs inside of her body, she was protected. She did not get COVID at all. Even when she did mouth to mouth with her dad, she told me that COVID was sitting right there. The plague was sitting right there at the table. And she was protected and didn't get it because she, you know, added those healing herbs to her body. And so I just wanted to, you know, highlight that testimony, because if you don't protect yourself, a lot of people gonna leave here, y'all. They're gonna leave here. Those children in the classroom who have to take their mask down to eat, and they're breathing in recycled air from each other and other students. You know, it's a good chance that if they don't have enough essential nutrients in their body to protect them, they're going to end up bringing something home, and they're going to end up having something too. So I understand more now why God is showing me the golden seal again, and then what brand he wanted me to actually get. I know there's a lot of subscribers on my channel. Your grandchildren are going back to school. Your children are going back to school. Your nieces and nephews are going back to school. Do a little digging. Do a little research to find out what the heck is going on in them classrooms, and the best way that you can protect your loved one. Because you know, y'all, we on our own. We're on our own. The school took it up to a certain point, right? So then the parents, you're going to have to take it from there. And so, you know, it takes a village. So if you are aunt, if you are uncle, if you are a niece or a nephew, and you can reach out to, you know, a child's parent, your loved one, a family member, and, you know, and talk to them, you know, and find out the protocols for keeping that child safe. You know, all you could do is share the knowledge that I'm sharing with you on my platform to keep everybody safe, to keep the children safe, because I see some shenanigans. I see shenanigans and some stuff where the babies, the children, are not being protected. Okay, they're protected at one point level, but then there's another level that's unprotected because there's nowhere for the children to go. Like, where are they going to go in the schoolroom? I mean, 18 children in the classroom, right? How are you going to socially distance with 18 children in the classroom? The classroom is pretty much full. There's really no social distance that you can really do in there. Now, if it was, the weather was warm and you were in a warmer state, you could maybe, you see if your, you know, teacher has the option of going outside, weather permitting, to eat, you know, lunch, you know, outside, where they're not, the students are not sitting on top of each other. So, you know, my mind thinks very, you know, in detail as far as saving lives, health, healing, things that just make sense. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to come by and share with you part 2 of this message about children being in the classroom. And, you know, I told y'all before, a lot of people in the body of Christ, they're not putting in the right essential nutrients. Some of them not putting any nutrients in, and they're talking about they got faith in God, breathe in the plague, get sick and die, and start having memory issues, all kinds of issues in their body. People are having all kinds of stuff, because I know, because they're coming to me for help. So I just want to, send out a word of reason and common sense. Care deeply for your loved ones. Don't have care about them. Don't just say, well, they're wearing a mask in the classroom. They gotta take the mask down to eat, and if I'm just not gonna give them nothing extra to help protect the little lives. Don't do that. That's wrong. And so I just wanted to make sure you have the information, and this is for junior high schoolers, teenagers, and everything. You have to talk to them. If I had children in elementary, junior high, and high school, my babies would be pulled out of the school system. Lois wouldn't even be playing that. I would be homeschooling them. As a matter of fact, I homeschooled 3 of my children before we knew anything about a pandemic, way before a pandemic, okay? Because if I looked at the atmosphere and I didn't like what I was seeing, I pulled them out. So there were some years that they were in the school system, and there were some years I pulled them out, registered them with the state of Michigan as a homeschooler. I was the type of parent where I didn't just, tell them to go do the work. I was right there with them. We were doing work together, and that is what a parent is supposed to do. That is what a parent is supposed to do. And some of you are single parents, and you have to ask God for wisdom with, the type of employment that you need, and how to protect your family, and the resources that are made available for you to get everything done, for you to make money, earn a living, and spend time with your child, and do what your child needs done in the area of education. There's all kinds of ways to work that out. Some of you have extended family members that you trust. Some of you have friends that are teachers, that are retired, that you trust. I mean, there's all kinds of resources out there now to help you get the job done, to make sure your children are educated, but they're also in a safe environment. But no, my babies would have been home. Lois would have start working some kind of night shift, and she would have been home with her babies, taking care of her children. Okay, I would sign them up for meat testing and all that, but all this stuff that's going on, that would not even be. That was not. I cared too much about mine. So this is Prophetess Nurse Lois, coming to you from the Lois Banks Ministry, just giving you an update on what I discovered, and areas where you, as a parent, have to protect your own seed. Now, some parents, they just don't care. They don't care about their babies like that, like the way that I'm explaining to you on this video. They care to a certain point, and then the poor child is left to fend for him or herself, and care for him or herself. And just, shame on that kind of parenting. That is like poor parenting, and just horrible at loving a child that came out of your body. And so, or a child period, because you might have adopted someone. So and nobody's gonna love your child like you, parent. Nobody's gonna love them like you. So this is Prophetess Nurse Lois, coming to you from the Lois Banks Ministry, exposing game that I see. I see game coming. And then some of the school systems are not wearing any mask at all. Okay? So I'm just letting you know. I pray that the word gets out, that parents will care more about their children during this upcoming fall, where the Omicron and different variants, they're going to keep switching and changing up. And so, you don't want to be sick. You don't want all that. You don't want that plague in your body. Remember, I kept telling y'all before, y'all don't want that in your body. That's not cool. That's not good. So this is Prophetess Nurse Lois, coming to you from Lois Banks Ministry. God bless you.